Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Tanzila Mukhtar, and I'm a core team leader from Kashmir Care Foundation. And as part of our Everyday Legends series today, we have the privilege of speaking to Mr. Adil Hamid. He's a highly accomplished computer science professional who currently works at Amazon and is based in Seattle. With years of experience in the tech industry, Adil has witnessed the rapid evolution of technology firsthand. And he's been working on so many innovative projects that they have in their company at Amazon, and that's one of the tech giants. So we are excited to dive into your academic journey today. Adil, tell us more about your career experiences and provide some valuable insights for the next generation of computer professionals. So we welcome you and thank you so much for joining us. I know it's the weekend, so double thank you for joining us.
No
Um,
worries.
Let me start with give us a little bit about your introduction, the educational background. What inspired you to pursue computer science? Um, and another follow-up question. So how did you decide also what is the focus, the subject you wanted to study within computer science, and what skills are needed to study something like that?
Well, first of all, I want to say thanks a lot for inviting me. I really feel, out of the box to be here. So thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. And thanks for the introduction as well. So I just want to go a little bit back and, how I started. So my name is Adil Hamid. I am an engineering leader at Amazon right now. Have been with Amazon for around 8 years, 7+ with internship. And I have been across multiple teams. But that a little bit later, let's go to the little bit of background. So I did my primary and high school from Sanic School, Montesville. But this is where I grew up, and kind of like went there. It was just basically a boarding and non-boarding school. And then I later on transferred to it's a school called JNV. Again, it was a boarding school, and this is where I had a first interaction with the computer world. And not like very less people know that we used to have a satellite internet in the year 2003 and 2004 in this school. And while this was set up, I got really curious, really interested in knowing how the things are working. And I will just tag along the engineers who would come from Bangalore to set up these things. And I was in seventh grade. During this time, and also with the great support from my then principal at the school, which is his name is Zahur Ahmad Bhatt. He's based in Kashmir. He kind of like gave me the push towards like pursuing it more, and I started learning the languages, which is logo language. It's a paint kind of a like language where you draw the circles and stuff like that, but that kind of like instilled like knowing the computers. And then when I saw the setting up the internet, I got interested. I learned this skills, and my first email ID was in 2004. So that was the background of how I got introduced to computer science. And later part, I went to as a transfer program of this school, boarding school. I went to Bhopal, and there I had a maths teacher who was amazing at, gamifying the learning of the maths. And that's where I learned and I got like galvanized towards solving the maths problem. So basically, the combination of the interaction with the computers and the maths kind of like, you know, set a path for me that, hey, after my high school, you just go ahead and do my undergrad in computer science at NIT. Then later on, I joined Samsung for a couple of years, and then finally landed up in US for my master's. So this is background of how and why I decided computer science and how the things around that work. Um, the skills, the most important skill, according to me, is the curiosity. Like everything else is a learned behavior. You can learn languages, you can learn anything. Once you have that curiosity as a skill, you can go, you can push yourself. Like think about it. We have a dot-com boom. We had smartphones. We have machine learning. We made a push towards AI. We are solving high problems. All of this needed a curious mind to solve a problem for someone and to learn about it. And I would just summarize the stronghold on algorithms, maths, and stats would help you realize the gains faster. And be having a curious mind will take you beyond with that in the current computer science world.
That is so interesting because you know what is nice is that when you were in class seven, you started following people. So I think those are your formative years in your age, like when you're growing up. I mean, we have so many youngsters who might be watching this video from the schools, I think this might be the right time for them to like learn programming languages as well. Make a start and then start learning because I have so many students here, student interns who come to my lab, and they actually have like knowledge about some programming language, and I feel very bad. I feel I wish I had learned all this when I was growing up. And
Yeah.
another important point that you touched is teachers. I think the influence of teachers, having the good teachers, or even our teachers have to have that mindset that how do they actually instill like the
Yes.
I wouldn't say curiosity but that interest, and
Yes.
curiosity is kind of inherent, right? So people are
Yes.
going to then be curious. That
Right.
is wonderful. It's a great story. Tell me, how do you stay put with the rapidly changing landscape of technology and innovation, and what is your advice to the young students who are interested in pursuing a career or like learning more about the AI or anything? So how do you stay put and stay up to date?
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, staying up to date is, with the changing landscape, that's like very important skill to have. And how I personally like remain updated is I do continuous learning. I continuously learn, read books, I read research papers, which are, the cross domain of the computer science and some other medical field or space or something else. The second part I do get updated is like I network with the people. I see how people solve different problems. Yes, they are solving different problems, but the technology they are using underlying is amazing, right? So you can learn from that. I will give an example. Me and my some of my friends started like solving the problem for the Kashmiri artisans by implementing the blockchain technology. Blockchain technology has a different use cases, but we tried to solve the case by saying that, hey, can we do the fair share across the artisans in Kashmir by introducing that technology? And we got a hands-on experience. So I think continuous learning, networking with the people, understanding how people are solving the problems, because you're not gonna start inventing the wheel, you're gonna use that and then go forward. And thought leadership, you just basically follow the leaders in the industry. I keep on
Mm,
hearing the podcast. That's where I get most of my news from. Advice for the young interest, like student interest in the technology, I would say start small. When you try to start big, that's the problem. You have a huge inertia problem. So start with the small, stay curious, build a portfolio, like language by language, project by project. And the most important thing is seek mentorship. And I just want to take this opportunity that your foundation is doing an amazing job at that mentorship. So use the resources your foundation is helping build and connecting the students. So when they have this mentorship, they are going to have that thought leadership. They're going to have that, hey, somebody already solved the problem. So I would say that, and embrace failure. It's okay to fail and fail fast. That's a term we use in Amazon a lot. You just fail fast and stay informed. Don't say that you have reached your level of learning. Stay curious. Stay. Keep on learning. So that's my advice to young students who are interested in tech. And then there are many news websites, TechCrunch, CNET, Verge. There are like so many podcasts, so many newsletters you can go and use. Just use your smartphone. Just do a perfect perplexity or DeepSeek or ChatGPT search on what is the
mm.
best things, and you have all on the fingertips. Yeah, yeah, that's it.
You're right. Everyone has a smartphone. Even if, like, it was our time, we didn't even have like normal phones, but everyone
No,
here has a smartphone. I think you better make use of the smartphone, to actually
yeah,
start reading into all this as well.
yeah,
Continued education is so important. Even if,
yes,
like, even if I'm in research, but I know that if I do another course online and yeah, kuch na kuch, it is going to help. It builds my
it's gonna
profile,
help.
right? It's a good
Yeah,
learning.
yeah,
That's really, really nice. And thank you for calling out Kashmir Care Foundation as well.
yes,
Because I wanted to tell you this in the beginning that, since we have invited you as Everyday Legend, you are like a local legend for us. You're automatically a part of a project we have in Kashmir Care Foundation. It's called a
yeah,
Rolodex project.
yes,
So through this, we are kind of building a community of all Kashmiris who will come together. And whenever we have youngsters who are seeking for mentorship guidance, we connect them to their right mentors as well. So that's
yeah,
like this one aim of the Rolodex project as well.
yeah,
So thank you. And I'm sure that people after watching this especially youngsters, they would want to reach out and know more and learn more. Okay, how should I
Yes,
start and what should I
of
do?
course,
So, to
of
that
course.
end, I want to know for students to kind of gain any practical experience while they're still at school, what kind of resources? I mean, I know that we don't have so many resources, but then what kind of resources do you suggest, and how can they start learning and experimenting with some computer science concepts? Like you said, programming languages, but then
Yeah.
what else can they do? Yeah.
So the thing is, what I have seen the difference between here, the education in States and the education in India is like we emphasis more on the theoretical part in India. So what I would suggest is start participating in projects. Like try to solve a problem, a real issue, a real problem. Don't try to, take the education as just the theoretical and passing the exams. Challenge yourself by saying, hey, how can I use this course to solve a problem, a real life problem? When you have that mindset, that will basically change your learning experience. And that's what I would suggest everyone in the school right now, undergrad, grad, even higher secondary. Like if you're reading mathematics, understand how differential equation is going to solve a problem. If you don't correlate the usability of a subject, it's not going to stay with you for a long. The second part is, which I feel personally during when I was growing up and undergrad in NIT, we didn't have the culture of internships. The internship was only supposed to be done on after you cross the fifth semester. No, like you join the school, you join undergrad, seek internships. Uh, if it's non-paid, it's okay. You're still learning something. Co-op programs, internships with the companies, learn. They have free courses, attend those. And one more thing is open source contribution. So there's a project, somebody is trying to solve a bigger problem for the bigger community, like OpenAI, like there are so many other things. Contribute that. Nobody is going to stop you by saying that you cannot contribute to an open source project. So for a computer science, student, this would be a great starter. And extracurricular activities like create clubs. I am so proud of NIT or major institutes in India and Kashmir that they are opening so many clubs, and I am part of like workshops with them, and I'm just helping them to understand how we can realize. So be a part of those extracurricular activities. Don't just stick to your courses. Defy those courses. Go beyond. And again, at the final, I would say mentorship. Like with great mentorship, seek advice. Seek advice from professors. Ask questions to professors. Don't let them just come, teach, and go. Ask them, and then ask them to how they you can get connected to professionals, and if they have any projects or suggestions or those. So I would say these things, if you do, that's an amazing, and it doesn't need anything more than your school and the smartphone.
This conversation is so motivational. I might as well become an engineer and then start studying and looking into all these free courses that I can do. I think
Yeah.
I am not good at computer science or anything related to it, any programming languages. But in my mind, I want to confess that I've always wanted, I wish I could study like do stuff with R or any other
Yes.
language, like,
Yes.
these, because they ask you applied them to like analysis to everything. And I wish I could
Everything.
learn all these things. And
Yeah.
I think people have to understand that we are really moving towards this, there's this AI boom, and then they're going to
Yes.
apply to like every sector. And it's
Yes.
better to kind of be, a part of that tide than become
Yes.
obsolete like me. Yeah, no, great, great points. Asha, tell me about yourself now. What are your career goals moving forward? And are there any particular technologies you want to explore or you're excited about?
Yeah, definitely. I think right now, being an engineer for a research engineer for 3 years and a software engineer and a senior engineer for 6 years, I think my general perception of the goal is towards going to the senior leadership. Not just Amazon, but just in general. I just want to lead like folks around with technology, kind of like aim at significantly being in that leader. And I'm particularly focused on like solving a problem for not just myself, but for the greater community. Like I have done multiple startup ideas, like how do I help the Kashmiri artisans, right? How do I share how do I share like the market gains across all the channels equal, right? That was one problem, and I use blockchain technology for that. So all my emphasis is towards like fostering the growth within and outside the organization. I'm part of like multiple organizations at this point of the time, And I just want to make sure that we deliver those scalable solutions and not just like, stay in the cocoon. About the area which I'm really particularly interested about, like, you know, the landscape is always going to change. You will have different technologies gaining, the boom at some point. One I'm really excited about. I was in my previous team. I used to work for um, Amazon's Just Walkout technology, which is basically you go in a store, pick up stuff, and just leave. There's nothing, no interaction with anybody. You will automatically get billed. We use machine learning and the computer vision very proactively at that point of the time, and I was really interested in that. Now, given the boom of the AI, so my team is currently solving the problem for advertising using the AI, which is basically all the ads you're getting, all the annoying ads you're getting on the Meta Instagram from Amazon. You can personally blame me and my team for doing that. So we use AI. So for me, I think all this landscape is going to change. You just have to be updated with it. And I'm really particular about using AI to solve the problems. Don't think that AI is going to make you obsolete. I will give an example here. Calculator, such an amazing device. You can do maths by yourself, or you can use the calculator. Now, you won't say that your skills as a mathematician or using an algorithm will go away. It will enhance with
Mhm.
use of the calculator. So think about AI or any technology as a complement to your skill set. Create your skills on top of what the technology is. Right now, if you want to learn a language, AI can help you learn faster. It's not your skills are going to obsolete. It means you're upscaling your skills, you're
Yeah.
upskilling yourself. So I'm very particularly right now focusing on using the AI and the technologies to solve problems, like to make chatbots. My sister, she's an undergrad. She just built a AI model just to suggest what dresses will look good on you from a Kashmiri clothing lines. So she just did a side project so that it helps solve a problem. And you just go to her website, say that I want something very feminine typey, right? And it will give you all the brands, all the types for your outlook. So use AI technology at everything you can think of, and yeah, just that's what I'm excited about. And I just want to remain forefront and be cognizant about all the changes which is happening. Just keep on updating myself with that. So that's my goal for now.
Wow, that's wonderful. I mean, also great for your sister, like doing all
Yeah,
this and following kind of, I wouldn't say footsteps exactly, but then yeah, I mean,
yeah,
following the lead. That's really, really cool. One out of the syllabus question for you. I know that you do a lot of sports, and
yeah,
so we have Kashmiri Foundation is organizing a session about balancing success and happiness. It's on April
yes.
27th at 10:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. So tell me, what does happiness and success mean to you, and how do you incorporate your sports swallow thing into making yourself happy?
Yeah, I mean, I was talking the other day with Dr. Lal. He also mentioned about this, and I think this is great, right? You don't just want to have the success in your professional educational background. You also want to keep yourself healthy. So what I do, like personally feel about is like you need to cut a trade-off balance between both. You cannot avoid one without the other. So what you need to do, what I do, at least what I do, again, I'm not an expert on this, but I will just give it a crack. I feel when you're healthy, when you're doing the things you like, you automatically excel at everything else. So that's
Mhm.
that's what I do. Like I run marathons, I raise money for the nonprofit organization. That makes me happy. And in place that makes me do better work because my mindset is right. And then it also in the place keeps me healthy for doing it. So and the second thing is it also helps me to network with the different kind of the people,
Yeah.
and it's a learning experience for me from knowing an artist who has been doing painting and who's doing biking, and he is doing going on the mountain tops and doing the painting and then selling them. And it's just like it's helping me to explore the world beyond the tech and everything else. So what I would suggest is strike a balance. What makes you happy should complement what you work on, and I think this is being happy is really important on to making sure that you progress in your career, you make advancements as well.
Yeah, I think this balance is very important that I don't
Well,
follow in my life, but I should follow. I mean, this has been such a motivating like conversation, honestly, like on many levels for me because I want to learn few things about programming languages. And also like I have no balance in my life, but then for example, your perspective about like how to balance things.
yeah,
I totally agree with whatever you said about like having the right mentors, having the right teachers, teachers actually encouraging youngsters taking an initiative themselves. These are like great points. It has been an honor and a great privilege for us, Adil, to have you with us today. And you have shared these incredible insights. I'm sure that so many more youngsters, people are going to benefit generally. I feel I am going to benefit from it because, you've given me like this nudge again that I should learn art. I have been thinking about it for so long.
yeah,
Your personal experiences in the tech companies and then also like at Amazon, they're truly inspiring. And I'm sure that many students will feel motivated by your journey and they would like to follow your path or maybe like reach out to you for
yeah,
mentorship, guidance. And it's not a bad idea to actually organize like a session with all the youngsters. And that's what we want to do with Rolodex, right? KCF
yeah.
Rolodex and also Kashmir Global Connect. So we really appreciate your time, especially on the weekend. You have to tell me what you're doing after. Are you going biking or are you going hiking?
Yeah, I am literally going biking like at 10:30, which is like half hour past this interview. And we are getting like little sunny window in Seattle, which is like a little bit difficult to get as compared to the folks in the glorious Bay Area. We get sun very rarely. So I'm gonna take that opportunity, inshallah, and just go out for a bike ride.
I really love the rain and think I'm really going to love Seattle so we can always trade places.
Yeah, yeah,
Like if you come to
definitely.
Amazon here, I can do research there, but then I really love the rain. We really thank you for your time today. And I heard a lot about your career, plans and everything. We wish you all the best and best of luck for everything. I'm sure that you're going to be in the up leadership there. And then I'm going to say that, hey, I know that guy, I interviewed him. But that time, promise me that you're going to let me interview you again so we can
No,
touch
definitely.
base again.
No, definitely. Thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity. I really wanna, kind of like make sure that you guys are doing the work, the mentorship show, like
Yes.
sharing all the information, sharing, connecting all the folks with the right people. Please continue doing that. I have been part of multiple organizations, and I love Kashmir. I am grounded, rooted in Kashmir. I'm a kosher at the core. So whenever I get an opportunity to basically help understand, like connect people, I can be a medium. I am not an expert in everything. But I can just give a nudge, a medium. So thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity. This means a lot for me. I always try to give back to Kashmir, and this is a great platform for me to, reach back to Kashmir.
I think I really love it that, also you have that sense of purpose to do something for Kashmir, right?
Yes,
I
yeah,
think,
yeah,
I mean, that's what binds all of us, this like-mindedness and also that sense of purpose. Like also in Kashmir Care Foundation, I see all the leadership, everyone,
yeah,
we all are so passionate. And then I don't think
yeah.
people understand it, but we are volunteering about all this. Why?
I
Because
know.
we have that strong sense of purpose, right? We want to do something. We want to get like, some benefit to the students, something.
Yeah,
All right, I let you go,
awesome.
do some cycling, share some pictures, and have fun and stay connected with us. And yeah, thank you again. Have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.